Hello, greetings everybody. I want to welcome you here to Prog Monster. My name is Murph. I am the host of this show, a show dedicated to progressive rock and other forms of rock music. So it's Wednesday night, time for an episode of Favorites. I picked a topic that and many people have done. It's not an unusual topic. But I thought, you know what, I felt like doing something a little different on bands tonight, so that's why I chose it. So this is those rock bands that we like that have those two lead guitarists, if you prefer. I'm not sure what the title will read when I get it down, but to that effect. So I've picked out 5 bands who I like, who I'm familiar with, who have 2 lead guitarists in them. And I kind of like the double lead guitar parts. It's not something that every band likes. It suits some bands. I don't think it would suit every band. I mean, a lot of bands can do overdubs, do multiple guitars on their albums, and have only one guy. That's something that happens quite a bit too. But when you're live, you kind of perform. You want your album to sound your music to sound the same live as it does on your album. Otherwise, it just doesn't have the same effect, right? So I've chosen 5. The first band will be a band I don't have any albums by, which is actually kind of surprising to me because I like these guys. I've listened to a lot of their stuff via different episodes we've done on band battles, Ben's album challenge in which he's given me albums. And I've actually seen some of these albums around and thought, you know what, I'd like to have that or like that. But for whatever reason, I know what reason it is. You know, you only have so much money, and sometimes I'll have enough to get 4 or 5 albums, and I pick this one out. But then I see one I'd rather have, so I put it back. So that's happened. And then, of course, sometimes it's hard to find this particular band's album. So the first band out here will be Wishbone Ash. By many accounts, they are kind of the first of that twin guitar hard rock sound, 2 lead guitars playing at the same time, and quite a good band. I don't know enough about them to make a lot of detailed comment about them. Only that a couple of videos I watched, I thought, yeah, these guys are really good, really cool. Both doing lead guitar, it's kind of awesome actually in some ways. So they're the first band I chose tonight. The second one up, so I didn't put these in any particular order. We're just going to do them as I pick them out of the stack here. So the second band up is the Eagles. And this is a good representation of that twin guitar ability here. And, you know, you could have went on Long Run 2, has a lot of it on it as well. So you got basically Don Felder and Joe Walsh going here, both doing leads at different points in time. I think they both have kind of a little bit different styles too. I think Joe's is a little bit heavier style, where maybe Don Felder is maybe a little more of a country kind of poppy kind of rocky feel to his music, his lead parts. Joe Walsh has a little bit of a more of a raw edge. It's just my observations. I'm not a guitar player. Yes, I own a guitar. I own a couple of guitars, actually, but for some reason I have a mental block that doesn't allow me to learn it. But I do appreciate really good guitar. Probably more than any other instrument in rock, it stands out the most is guitar. And so 2 guys playing fantastic lead on some of these songs, absolutely killer for the Eagles. So next up, another band well known for this, twin guitarist, Jailbreak, then Lizzy. Yeah, fantastic. Well, most of their songs have that double lead guitar part going. That's one of the things that drew me to this band. That and Phil Lynot's amazing deep vocals, which is not something you get a lot from metal bands or hard rock bands. Usually the high-pitched voice is what you want, but not so much with Thin Lizzy. You got... you got a couple of, well, they've had many excellent lead guitar players. I think on this particular one you got Robertson and Scott Gorham. I was trying to think of his name. Just absolutely killer lead guitar parts. And outstanding stuff. Very distinctive sound. I've always thought of Thin Lizzy as a hard rock band. Very different sound to their music. I mean, some have labeled them as a metal band. I don't really think of them as a metal band. To me, they're a hard rock band, and their guitar solos are fantastic. And probably next to Phil Lynot's voice, the main reason why this band is so good at what they do. Next up, we got a couple of metal bands now. So the next one's not going to surprise anybody. Judas Priest, K.K. Downing, Glenn Tipton. Excellent. Both of them are really strong, very metal sounding. I love that when they do those twin lead guitar vocals, just fantastic. And then you get some songs where you get one or the other one doing the lead, and you can tell they're a little bit different than each other. Love this band a lot. For many years, I only had maybe 2 or 3 of their albums, and they were still one of my favorite bands. Now I've got like a mass of them, and I suspect in a few years, maybe not even, maybe a year or so, they will probably make it to my elite bands. They deserve to be there. I think they'll probably make it easy. But on the strong sound, for me, the strongest sound for Judas Priest, again, it's the vocals are very powerful, but the twin guitaring really makes the difference, I think. Puts these guys as an elite band for me. Next up, the other guys that we all know I'm coming with. Iron Maiden. Yeah. In the case of Iron Maiden, they now have 3 lead guitar players. But when I think of Iron Maiden, I think of albums such as this one, where you've got some amazing lead parts by both Adrian Smith and Dave Murray. Fantastic stuff. You couldn't put together a more solid band than Iron Maiden, and everything in Iron Maiden really stands out. All of the guys in here play a major forward role in the band, but the guitar sound is really what drew me to them initially back in 1982 for the Number of the Beast. Was those great lead and rhythm guitar parts by Iron Maiden. Fantastic stuff. A lot of their stuff is really good though. So anyways, those are the 5 bands I chose tonight. I'll just reiterate them in case anybody forgot. So I'll do them backwards this time just so it's fair. Iron Maiden, number whatever, pick a number. Judas Priest, Thin Lizzy, The Eagles, very different from those 3 bands for sure. And of course, Wishbone Ash, which I think probably was the original kind of twin guitaring band. So there you have it. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Please hit the like and subscribe. That is much appreciated and helps me out a lot. And if you want to make comments or you want to list some other bands, because there's lots of them, I just picked these 5. I could have picked any one of another 10. These are the ones that I listen to the most and like the most, but you might have a different set of twin guitar bands that you want to put in. You want to put them in the comment section below? By all means, that's great. It gives me something to look for. So take care. Have yourself a good evening. Oh, before I forget, this will come out later. Had a problem with the internet when I came home. We finally got it sorted out. It wasn't me. It was something to do with the line connection, but we got it all sorted out. But then I was starving, so I decided I better eat first, and this will just have to take a little bit of a backseat. I hope you can understand that all. Glad to have you here tonight, so take care and have yourself a good evening. Goodbye.